Amen. He says, I'm with the Father. I'm not worried. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going home. So I'm not alone. Even though what you are going to see happen to me, it's going to scare the living daylights out of you. Even though when you see the tortures that I'm going to go through and the things that's going to happen to me, you are going to be so scared out of your wits that even that you don't want to run, including Peter, the strong man that doesn't want to run, will deny him and will run. But he said, it's okay. It's okay. Because I'm going home. I'm not upset with you. And then he says this amazing statement, verse 33, the last verse of the chapter 16. And he says, these things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Here, Jesus is telling us, like I was saying earlier before I started tonight's message, He is telling us we are guaranteed to go through tribulation. Meaning that a lot of things will happen to us. Especially as believers, we're going to have more tribulations because now we know better. We're going to go through so much tribulations because now the devil is going to work overtime to deceive us. The devil is going to work overtime to make sure that us, the believers, the closer we are close to God, the devil is going to do everything possible to pull us back so we can fall off the wagon and fall off our faith, go away from what we're supposed to be. He says, the tribulation is going to happen. It's going to come at you. It's going to come at you so hard, especially if you're a believer. Things are going to happen to you so much. It's going to get you mad. It's going to make you turn against other people. So your joy, your love that you're supposed to have to others, diminishes. But he says, remember, me. I am your joy. Focus on me. Keep your eyes above on me. And that's the only way you are going to survive it. Because the devil, Lucifer, Satan, is going to do his best, because he's such a good liar and deceiver, to make sure he finds your weak spots and messes with every single one of your heads. That's what he does. That's his job. He's very good at it. He had thousands of years of practice. You think we're going to challenge him? No. Even the angels will not challenge the devil. They said, may God rebuke you. Amen? So brothers and sisters, we have to be very aware that we won't fall when tribulation comes. But don't worry, he says, this is not a sad news. After he tells them that tribulation, but he says, do not worry, this is not a sad news. Be happy. We won this victory. Even in my death, we won this battle, this war.
Wow.
We won, he says. Even though I'm going to die, I'm going to get crucified. That's not a sad news. He says that's victory. Calvary is victory. Getting crucified is victorious over death. Death is the cause of sin. And Jesus overcame death and sin. And he's telling us to be strong and be ready for tribulation. But do not worry, because we overcame. Jesus is promising us the tribulation and trials here on earth. He's promising it to us. But he is telling us to be strong and not give up the victory which is ours. Our trials and tribulations are all around us, from our homes, workplaces, neighborhoods, church organizations, meetings, groups, study groups, church groups, ladies' societies, men's societies, I don't know what. wherever there is more than one person involved, with your own brother and sister, mother and father, children with their parents, parents with their children, the tribulation is there. Husbands and wives especially, the tribulations are there. And Jesus telling it's going to happen. It's all around us. All around us. None of us are immune. Even the Reverend knows none of us are immune. There's no immunization for that. We just have to have the faith. We just have to be strong to know that we can trust in Jesus to save us from these things. Jesus telling us, be ready. He is warning us in advance. No surprises. In advance, He's telling every single one of us. Brothers and sisters, He's telling His disciples back then, and He's telling us today the same exact message. Jesus is telling you, be ready. A lot of things, bad things, tribulations going to happen all around you all day long. That doesn't mean you have to give up. That doesn't mean you have to give up your love. That doesn't mean you have to give up your faith. That doesn't mean that you have to give up hope. And that doesn't mean you have to go away from the joy. Because Jesus is telling us that He is the joy in midst of all the tribulation. You know what that means? You know when there's a storm, you from back east, when there's a hurricane, you know where do you want to be when there's a big hurricane? In the eye of the hurricane, in the eye of the storm. Because in the eye of the storm, the center is where the peace is. Everything is standing still. Nothing's happening there. When everything around the world is going into tribulation, God says, jump in. Don't run from it, because it's going to come at you. Don't run from it. It's going to come at you. Stay, get in it. He says, run inside. Go to the middle of it. There's tribulation, attack it. Don't go away from it. Don't run from the tribulation. Don't run from a problem. Don't run when somebody insults you. Don't run when somebody puts you down. Don't run when somebody spits in your face. Don't run when somebody's attacking you or cursing you or calling you names or whatever is happening. Go in. Go in, because that's where the peace or the joy is. Go into the center of it, He says. Go in the middle. Don't run from it, because that's not going to solve nothing.
But sometimes when you go in, you got more trouble.
You go in, you go through the trouble, that happens, but then you get to the center where the peace is. You get to the middle, because that's where I am, He says. I am in capitals. I am your peace, and I will be found in the middle.